Hi, how are you? It's me, friendly neighbourhood wine snob, and guess what? We're going to talk about wine. So, for all of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jacob, and I am the director, CEO, founder of Fortify Collective. Now, Fortify Collective, we are a group or a collective, it's in the name, of young, passionate wine professionals. Now, everything we do, we follow an ethos. Quality people, quality products, and always having a wine of a time. Now, so the main thing to really know about us is we do things differently. We shake up the industry because our goal is to redefine how you enjoy wine. And the really fun aspect of that is that we actually don't get embarrassed, we don't care, and we have fun. Because at the end of the day, we work in an industry that is pretty goddamn fun, because working with wine day in, day out, like for instance, as we talk and record, we are drinking, you can't get better than that. So, what we're going to start off with, as it's our first episode, we're going to start off with what wine tools we use. So, something like this, everyone knows what it is. This is a wine corkscrew, or a waiter's friend, or a bartender's assistant. I like to call it a wine knife because it's exactly what it is. So, it's broken into technically 4 different aspects. It has your wine knife bit, which cuts your foil and allows you access to the cork, or if it's a wax tip, cuts through the wax. We'll do an episode on closures because it gets a bit intense. Then you got your corkscrew, so obviously it goes into the wine. And then this is your lever, which allows you to pull the cork out. So, for instance, this bottle, beautiful, I think it's 2016? Yep, 2016 Cab Sav. Where's it from? We don't know where it's from. Okay. It's unlabeled. I think it's from that one. Anyway, so, best way to do it we've found is you put it in on an angle. Creates that connection, and then you just, look, there's no real specific way you need to do it. I got trained that you had to do it perfectly, because coming up as a som, but I've realised it doesn't actually bloody matter. Just get the bloody thing in there and just have fun, because the more time you take, the longer it takes to actually get to the sweet nectar that's in this bottle. So, it's in there, bing bada boom, right? Put this down, put that down, pinch, and now, here's a little trick of the trade. We never actually pull the cork out altogether. We do it like this. Because as you pull out, as you're pulling the cork up, you're creating a vacuum. So you're actually sucking this up. So if you go, that wine's going to go and just go everywhere. And really, when you're a som or a waiter, anything, and you're pouring it and you're wearing a white shirt, let's just do the math here. Wine, white shirt, you look like a tosser. So, what you do is put your hand around it, and perfect. No spill. Wine's still in the thing. We just get rid of that, because you don't need that. And this is where it gets fun. So this is a wine decanter. And as you can imagine, wine goes in it. And it's swirling around. Look at that, that's just fun. That's just fun. Yeah. I'm thinking we might need a desk, because this is just, it's just all in there, because I am sitting in the corner of our cellar on the floor, so sorry about that. But anyway, so you ditch the bottle, now wine is in the decanter, and you just swirl it around, and as you're swirling, what that's doing, apart from giving you a good workout, it's creating oxidization for the wine, so it's opening up all those tannins. So for a really strong, powerful red like Shiraz or a Cab Sav, the tannin content's quite high, so it's releasing that, and so the oxygen gets through it and mellows it out, softens out the wine, makes it easier to drink. Boom, and looks pretty dope, and then you just pour from there. So, that's basically that. Now, another really cool wine tool is called an Arsar. An Arsar, basically, is this. It is, I guess you could call it a really fancy pair of tweezers. So this actually goes, so imagine, let's get this cork off here, put this down there. So it's actually pretty handy when you're working with older bottles. So the number one thing you don't want is cork pieces in your wine, because then you have to actually strain it. And let's be honest, that is a pain in the ass. So, what you do is it goes like this. So you wedge it down, and it's going in and in and in and in, bing bada boom, and it's sitting like that in the neck of the bottle, right? And so you then twist and pull, and that's pulling out. And so since these actually concave outwards, it's pushing, and then pop, there you go. You've got a cork that has not been pierced. So therefore, what they actually do in wineries is they do that, extract some of the wine, and then they can rebottle it to re-age it. There is a very specific way to do that. We'll cover that in another episode, because that literally, I had to do it once and it sucks. So, but at the same time, having one of them and opening a bottle of wine like that makes you look pretty dope. And lastly, on the essential toolbox kit for a wine nerd is this nifty little wine preservation system called a Pivot from Coravin. We are not endorsed by them. God, I wish we were. We should, yeah, we're going to work on that. So, Pivot actually looks like that. So, really gnarly thing of what this does, this needs to stay there. So this that I pulled off, right? It's the aerator, and it's because you can imagine what it does. So, the reason why we use Pivot, or Coravin systems in general, we did have a Timeless series, which is a needle one that goes for corks. We broke that, unfortunately. So Coravin, if you see this, you know, shout your boy a thing. So, Pivot. The reason why we use it, we have tasting bottles and review bottles that we have countless of. We have currently 18 sitting on our review bench, and we like to review them time and time again, because depending on what we're doing on the day, our palates will be different. So to create a nice objective point of view, we do it like that. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is that, and actually I feel like most people should know this, you open a bottle of wine, you've really only got, if it's red wine, you got 3 days. White wine, you can stretch it to 4, maybe in the fridge, maybe. But if you want to really try it and know what the winemaker's really trying to achieve, you need to drink it then when it's fresh, or within the first few hours. Some really dense wines, we'll get into this, you can go overnight. You actually open them the night before to drink it the next day because they're so compacted, like a Durif, for instance. So, Coravin Pivot allows us to pour the same wine unopened and unspoiled for 4 weeks. So that's pretty handy. So, uses this cap. So it's obviously got 3 different layers. Boom, 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 goes in the thing, and this goes, boop. So, what this is doing, so you can actually see, well, if we get it to the thing, there. This pumps argon gas into your wine bottle. So argon gas, if you don't know what it is an inert gas that's actually heavier than oxygen, so it creates this layer, a nice thick layer between the wine and oxygen. So no oxidization occurs in the bottle, and it's all good. So, that's it. And you pour, happy, hey presto, these pull off with a twist, and you're good to go. So, that is what's in our wine toolbox every day. And look, the next one I think we might do reviews. Yeah, we'll release some reviews. So, stay tuned. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Alright, ciao.